Hey there, and welcome back to another theory video. So we're actually going to be explaining a little bit more about the ending of Spider-Man No Way Home. It is actually not set to release onto Disney Plus. Let's actually check that out because I want to set up Easter egg video. Hold on a second. I should have done this before filming, but it is what it is. It's coming to Disney Plus. Let's see. This month? Maybe? Hold on. I don't think so, because I already went through this. What the heck? This is not till 2023. So, we're going to have a very long time of waiting. Yeah, so this is saying as early as mid-2023 to mid-2024. So, unfortunately, we can't really do all that much when it comes to Easter eggs. That's going to definitely have to wait until that releases. So, we are going to explain the ending. I hope this doesn't give it away. If you want to skip this, I totally understand because, let me tell you, I get it. Anyway, let's just watch the trailer because I think there's some important hints in this to what the ending is and why it is that. So, here's the trailer.
Ever since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget the Peter Parker Spider-Man, we started getting some visitors. From every universe.
Hello, Peter. You're not Peter Parker.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Wait, no, seriously, what's your actual name?
There are others out there. We need to send them back. So, Scooby-Doo this crap.
You know, all this is kind of your mess. I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap.
You're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate. I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
Look, there has to be another way!
There isn't. They're a danger to our universe.
You're not gonna take this away from me. Peter, you're struggling to have everything you want while the world tries to make you choose.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone. What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them.
Okay, now that we've covered the trailer, let's cover the ending explanation. So Spider-Man No Way Home has been seen by a lot of people since its release back in December 17th. And there's no doubt it gives Spider-Man fans plenty to talk about. I mean, come on. There were lots of it, right? As longtime Spidey producer Amy Pascal teased before its release, you see Spider-Man making a momentous decision, one that you've never seen him make before. It's a sacrifice, and that gives us a lot to work with in the next film. Oh, so we know that there's going to be more, of course. I mean, Spider-Man is one of the biggest MCU characters. Anyway, usually this is just a hyperbole from a producer, but she wasn't kidding. No Way Home only features not only features some major surprises for fans, it also endures with Peter Parker, Tom Holland, making a huge decision that will affect his future. If you're left with some unanswered questions after seeing the threequel, we're here to help with a deep dive into the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. Needless to say, this means many major spoilers could be ahead. So that's why I gave you a warning. If you don't want to hear the spoilers, go away, because here we go. The new movie kicks off immediately from Far From Home, left off as Peter's secret identity as Spider-Man is revealed to the world by J. Jonah Jameson, aka played by J.K. Simmons. It doesn't just affect Peter, as MJ, Zendaya, Ned, Jacob Batalon, and Aunt May, Marissa Tomei, were all questioned over the London attack. Despite the attention of the Department of the Damage Control, though, Peter is told by Matt Murdock, played by Charlie Cox, that he won't be charged for anything. However, Happy Hogan, played by John Favreau, might be in trouble for some missing Stark Technologies equipments as a result of the Mysterio's attack. Public opinion will still be split on Spider-Man, even at a school when he returns for his senior year. What's more, it leads to Peter, MJ, and Ned all being rejected from MIT, and worried about the impact it will have on its friends. Peter seeks out Doctor Strange for help. So this is why there are links to Doctor Strange in this, because this will lead into the next movie that will be released, which is Doctor Strange, Multitude of Multi-Universes, or something that it's... I should know the answer to this. I should know what the name is, but it's another Doctor Strange movie coming out actually relatively soon. So we're going to make that aware. While reversing time is out of the question, because remember, no time stone anymore, Strange agrees to cast a spell to make everyone forget who Spider-Man really is. Peter can't stop interfering in the spell, though, to alter the terms. But before it all goes wrong, Strange does manage to contain it. Or so he thinks. Shortly afterward, Peter is thrown into battle with Doc Ock, played by Alfred Molina, who appears to know him, even though Peter doesn't. Shortly before the Green Goblin, played by William Dafoe, arrives, Strange magically whisks Peter and Doc Ock to the Sanctum, where he imprisons Doc Ock. He reveals the botched spell brought people who knew Peter is Spider-Man from every universe. Think about that. This links all the other Spider-Mans that were done by Century Fox. This is important to know, including the already captured Lizard. Strange magics up Peter's suit so that he can constantly bring any villain into a cell at the Sanctum, and charges him with rounding them all up. Peter loops in MJ and Ned to what is happening, and they act as his tech support, using the internet to track down all the villains. It is all surprisingly easy. It turns out, as Sandman helps Peter catch Electro, Sandman isn't best pleased when he's locked up with the rest of the villains, though. But that leaves just one to get, the Green Goblin. This also turns out to be relatively easy, as Norman Osborn gets to visit Aunt May at Feast. Having seemingly shut down the Green Goblin personality by destroying the mask, Aunt May encourages Peter to help them rather than send them back, which is what Strange plans to do by reversing the containment spell. After learning that Norman, Doc Ock, and Electro were taken from their universes before being killed by Spider-Man, Peter refuses to send them back and steals the spell. Oh, Peter's getting into trouble. Strange chases him through the mirrored dimension, but Peter outsmarts him and steals the box containing the spell and Strange's sling ring, trapping him in the dimension. Given what happens later to Aunt May, Peter might have changed his mind, but right now, he wants to follow her advice. Peter entrusts the box and sling ring to MJ and Ned, while he goes back to Happy's apartment to use the stolen Stark technology to cure the villains with Aunt May's help. He manages to fix Doc Ock's chip, but unsurprisingly, his plan doesn't work when the Green Goblin takes over Norman and Electro and steals the arc reactor. Okay. So a lot more happens. A battle ensues. There's more cameos, especially by Tobey and Andrew. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield team up, as they were also formerly Spider-Man. So yes, there are appearances. It's really important. We know that we already knew that there were different dimensions, as we had seen throughout other movies, but this is why it's important. Anyway, I'm gonna stop giving away too much, because if you want to watch it, this way you can and enjoy it. Anyway, so let me just read how the ending is explained. Now, I can't show you the ending because I cannot find clips of it, but here we go. Unfortunately for the Spider-Man and Strange, the Green Goblin arrives and destroys the box. Garfield's Peter saves MJ when she falls from the Statue of Liberty in the chaos, while Ned is saved by Strange's cloak while he falls as well. As the spell starts to crack the multi-universe open, Peter brutally battles the Green Goblin and goes to stab him with his own glider. Maguire's Peter stops him and is stabbed by the Green Goblin as a thanks, not fatally though, fortunately. Peter cures the Green Goblin instead of killing him, and even with the villain's threat gone, the damage has been done. Strange cannot contain the spell, so Peter persuades him to do the spell again, and this time make sure that everybody forgets who he is, including MJ and Ned. As he explains the situation, Peter promises that he'll find them later and make them remember him. The spell is completed by Strange, and everybody is sent back to their various universes, with villains all seemingly facing a new future. We catch up with Peter a few weeks later as he goes to see MJ at the diner she works at. He's about to tell her the truth when Ned arrives, and he sees how excited they are about joining MIT. When he sees a plaster on MJ's head, a result of the final battle, Peter chooses not to tell them the truth, as they'd be in danger if they knew who he truly was. The final moments of No Way Home sees Peter visit Aunt May's grave. So, as we know from like the very first Peter Pan, and like if you have ever seen that with Tobey Maguire, we knew that Aunt May was going to die. We always knew it. That was what it was going to happen, right? Anyway, so let's continue on. It's also very much giving Black Widow theme. Black Widow, like the ending of that, just saying. Anyway, this sets up for Spider-Man 4. Does that mean Spider-Man is still an Avenger? We can't see why he wouldn't be. But the world clearly hasn't forgotten that there is a Spider-Man. as shown by J. Jonah Jameson's rant just before we see Peter head to the diner. So they know that Spider-Man exists. They just don't know who it is. But maybe without his mentor Iron Man around, Peter will take it as an opportunity for a clean break and work on a smaller scale. Obviously, fans would love to see more intimate Spider-Man movie next time around, and after all, it's not like they can go bigger than No Way Home. Maybe it'll be a standard Spider-Man versus one villain story, and if so, the mid-credit scene does set up for the arrival of Venom in the MCU, while an earlier gag in the movie teased the villainous Hobgoblin turn for Ned for the comics. All we can do for now is watch for what's going to happen next. So yes, Venom comes next according to the ending. However, there are Venom movies out, so Venom is now officially linked into the MCU. Where that goes, we don't know. There's also other things like Jessica Jones and Luke Cage who are part of the MCU, but we haven't exactly made the connections. So it will be quite interesting to learn more and more about those particular characters and watch their shows, but we will see.